dad. He's Jim Groff, and I'm Ruthie Weaver, and we are just a dad and a daughter who happen to live next door to each other on the northwest side of San Antonio.
I was raised in a farm in Iowa, and I was the oldest of 10 kids. So we lived out of the garden for years, and everywhere we've lived, we've always had a garden of some kind. Ruthie seems to have absorbed it, I think. I don't know that you ever deliberately trained.
So I think I found it as a really good mental health refuge. I had, just like any other young person, like depression, anxiety, angst, a lot of emotions I didn't know where to put. And I found putting them into the earth or putting them into a garden was a really healthy way to let myself live in this world, but sort of also be able to handle the day-to-day stuff when you know that you have like a garden to come home to, something like a refuge, like a safe place. I always feel like, anybody who's lucky enough to have a garden, it gives back to you whatever you put into it. And I was happy to have something to share with my dad, even though anytime we always compete across the fence. And so anytime we'd be like, oh, I have this or I have this. Well, weigh it first. So I'd be like, I'm going to take some of your eggplants. Okay, just weigh them before you eat them. So that got a little annoying, but otherwise it was a lot of fun. I think it was good for him because it gave him something to hyperfixate on.
Well, one thing I'd tell a beginner gardener, and I think she would too, is just go out there and plant it. Don't waste your time trying to figure it out. Just plant it. I mean, most of the things that we find out is that people like canning and all that kind of stuff and growing things, people are so afraid of it. They spend all this time studying it and never get around to doing it. We try and bring people over here and have them can with us a little bit so they can learn that it is not magic, it's not science. And people are always asking her, because they trust her more than me, about gardening and how to do it and stuff like that. Because they know that I'm just a farmer. I just put it in the ground and hope for the best.
A quote that I really like, a garden is a process. It's not a fixed entity. You can't just see a garden and be like, wow, I love it just how it is, because it's always changing, it's always moving. And so you have to get started with the process to improve the process. You have to get something going in order to keep it moving.